I'm going to read a passage today from Lord of the Flies. I feel like this is a very important work of literature and a book that deals with important themes such as human nature and human society. I will first read one of the concluding passages from this book, and then a quote from William Golding, the author, about the themes of this book. But the island was scorched up like dead wood. Simon was dead, and Jack had. The tears began to flow, and sobs shook him. He gave himself up to them now for the first time on the island. Great shuddering spasms of grief that seemed to wrench his whole body. His voice rose under the black smoke before the burning wreckage of the island, and infected by that emotion, the other little boys began to shake and sob too. And in the middle of them, with filthy body, matted hair, and unwiped nose, Ralph wept for the end of innocence, the darkness of man's heart, and the fall through the air of the true wise friend called Piggy. At the end of this book, there are some notes by the author William Golding, and he writes this about the theme. The theme is an attempt to trace the defects of society back to the defects of human nature. The moral is that the shape of society must depend on the ethical nature of the individual and not on any political system, however apparently logical or respectable. The whole book is symbolic in nature, except the rescue in the end, where adult life appears, dignified and capable, but in reality enmeshed in the same evil as the symbolic life of the children on the island. The officer, having interrupted a manhunt, prepares to take the children off the island in a cruiser, which will presently be hunting its enemy in the same implacable way. And who will rescue the adult and his cruiser? This book was banned and has been challenged in various school districts for a few reasons, including excessive violence and racial slurs. Owen High School in North Carolina banned the book in 1981 because it was, quote, demoralizing inasmuch as it implies that man is little more than an animal. The themes of this book are heavy but important to discuss. Teachers often shy away from controversial subject matter. However, students should have the right to read. Education should help students to become critical thinkers, who can look at themselves and examine their own nature and thought processes. One of the important aspects of education is to bring to light complex conversations. I would counter the school in North Carolina with, what makes us human is that we remind ourselves through self-reflection that we are more than just animals, and literature like Lord of the Flies helps us to understand ourselves and steer away from behaviors described in the book. It is more of a warning of what we could be if we were not aware of the worst of our nature.